Cirrus Jones, a young woman with the ability to control the weather, returns home from college, but her hometown is rapidly spiraling out of control. Pick up my latest epic poem, Cyclone Jones, The Long Summer, at joshuadavidling.com today.
This is another Poets at War General Report. And here's your General, Joshua David Ling.
Good morning, everyone. If you're watching this, you will have noticed that you do not see me. I have kind of gotten a little bit camera fatigued lately. And one of the things when I started Poets at War was the fact that, or one of the reasons I started Poets at War in the first place, particularly the General's Report, was the idea that this could be video optional, right? And so I'm kind of getting back to that, throwing the logo up. I know it's not exactly cropped quite proper or whatever. I'm gonna fix that later. But yeah, it's one of those things. I need to get back to where I can just get on a microphone, not worry about how I look, not worry about what's going on around me, and just speak. This goes for Poetry Bricks as well. It doesn't mean that I'm never going to have video. In fact, I think I'm going to get on a schedule soon where on days when my family's not around, I'm almost definitely on video. That's not the case today, but for today, I just figured that I'd jump on, use my microphone, make it video optional, and go from there, because most of this content is audio forward anyway. We had our Broodcast, and I messed up the recording. I messed it up to where it only recorded my voice. And so, unfortunately, we don't have our first Broodcast on Poets at War. But I'm going to recap a few things we did talk about today, and I'm going to end with a poem. I don't even know what it's going to be yet, but I'm just going to grab my book and see how it goes. So, yeah, one of the things that was really cool about our conversation, Ian Thomas Wilson was there, as usual. The Wonder Worm, I think he's currently known as. He's been worm layered, many other things in the Brood. Really cool guy, does a lot of my art. Really incredible artist. If you're looking at the screen now, you can see his logo that he made for me in the corner. I colored that, and that's generally how we go. I like to color. I like to work with colors and heraldry and that sort of a thing, and so we've had a good relationship with that. He's very anti-AI in a lot of situations, and we had a really good conversation in the Broodcast. I wish it was available, but we both kind of came to a understanding of one another, I think, a little bit. And it was just a really good conversation, talking about Shadiversity, Shad from Shadiversity, Mormon Australian guy, has a really cool channel for medieval stuff, particularly weapons and armor and things of that nature, sometimes customs and culture. But yeah, he had a point with the AI stuff where he was essentially creating hundreds of images and compositing them into Photoshop to create art. And I was arguing to Ian, that is a form of art. Just vomiting into an AI and throwing it on as your thing, not so much. And so I think he said that is collage making. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. And we kind of came to a good medium. That form of art is a professional collage maker, right? That's somebody who's really using pictures and collages to make a scene. It's almost closer to photography as an art rather than the drawing arts themselves. And so that was a really good conversation. We also talked about a film called Flight of the Dragons. Brendan Sunshine brought that up. And we apparently it's this 1982 movie that I really, really need to see. Animated about dragons, had some really, really cool metaphysical ideas in it. And I will stay tuned. I will get back to you on that one. Also had a good time most of the evening with Alexander Robertson. We talked about metaphysics and theology and all kinds of other cool stuff. It was just a really good time. And the next one is going to be in February as of right now. Well, that may change. I'm going to talk to the Brood and see how often do we really want to do this? Because we could go more often if we need to, and maybe supplement a little bit of the General's reports where I'm fumbling to talk about something. Let's see here. Calendar says the last Friday in February is the 24th, and I dropped my calendar. The 24th of February, as of right now. We've generally done 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're not part of the Brood, the easiest way to get there, right now, at least the Discord, where we do the Broodcast calls, is to go to my website, joshuadavidling.com. Scroll down on the right-hand side. In the desktop browser, you will see my social links, and there's a Discord link that should allow you to join. If not, you can email me, PM me, let me know you want to join the Brood, and we'll go from there. Yeah. So, with that being said, mobile. If you do mobile, you want to open the hamburger menu up in the upper right, the little yellow hamburger menu, and scroll down until you see the socials. So, social links. I say socials like it's an ice cream social. Honestly, that's kind of how the Brood feels at times. So, continuing forward, I am really simplifying a lot of stuff because I am starting to build my own albums. I talked about that in last week's episode for my poetry bricks, and hopefully going to be selling them at flea markets soon, as well as they're already selling online. The first one is available, Cyclone Jones, The Long Summer. That is the first in the Guardians of Atlanta series, and we're going to really start pumping out that epic poetry, y'all. It's going to be exciting. The next one I'm going to be working on is from my Notes of Destiny series, which is epic fantasy, that kind of a thing, inspired by the likes of Narnia and Lord of the Rings, but also like Peter Pan and some other things. Yeah, the first episode will be called The Windy Wood. The Windy Wood. So, okay, all right. So I think I'm going to grab a poem, and I think I'm not going to edit the pause where I get the poem, because I'm lazy and need to put out content. And I love you guys, and this is authentic, I suppose. At least that's what they tell me. So one moment while I grab my book. One of the quickest ways to find a poem is the Golden Books Family Treasury of Poetry, selected and with a commentary by Louis Untermeyer. I've spoken of this book before. It is absolutely wonderful. All right. Ooh, that's a good one. All right, we're going to do The Shape That God Wears by Sarah Henderson Hay. Now, I have no clue if this is going to be theologically sound or not, but it sounds interesting. Let's go for it. So questioning, I was bold to dare the sinewy tiger in his lair. Come forth, striped sir, make known to me what God it is who fashioned thee. Out leapt he like a muscled blaze, patterned in black and gold he was. Jehovah is his name, he cried, tiger of tigers, beryl-eyed. Flat-flanked and sleek his paws are curled about the margins of the world. He stalketh in his jungles grim. Even I am like to him. I sought that moving mountainside, the elephant with ears fanned wide, treading the forests. Sir, tell me what manner of a god made thee? He swirled his trunk about the oak and wrenched it up before he spoke, then answered in a trumpet blast, Old super pachyderm, that vast. And we're buzzing my phone. Where we at? Where's my phone? There it is. Just an alarm. You need not worry. You need not be alarmed. All right, where were we? Old super pachyderm. Yep. Old super pachyderm, the vast. Lord of the elephants, the great, trampler upon the worm's estate. Crag-shouldered, terrible is he, who of his substance fashioned me. I scaled the precipice to seek the eagle on his drafty peak, Tell me, O gazer at the sun, the nature of that mighty one. Your lord, he turned his crested head, and screamed athwart the wind, and said, Ancient of eagles, wild and free, rider of tempests, he made me. His wing is stretched above the thunder, his claws can rip the hills asunder, his beak of two hooked knives is made. Look on his likeness, be afraid. Then turned I to the world snail, whose house is exquisite and frail, most deftly wrought. Sir, I would know what god it was who shaped thee so. Then cried he proudly to my face, Eternal snail, god of my race, the lightning is his silvery track, he wears the world upon his back. He is most beautiful and wise, he dwelleth in the moisty skies, in the grey wall at heaven's rim, and he has made me after him. Then laughed I in superior mirth, Attend ye creatures of the earth, misled, mistaken, all undone, and self-deceivers every one. Hear ye, deluded beasts, while I explain the shape God wears and why. Self-evident, the truth's displayed. He is my Father, sirs, I said, and in my image he is made. Ooh, interesting. I was not expecting that turn. Not sure what I think of it. What do you guys think? I'm not sure who she is. I'm not sure what position she's coming from. But it is interesting, none the least, as a supposition about God. And there are people who do make God in man's image as deceivers. And I think that's being pointed out. But is it a universalist message? Is it like an atheistic message? Is it a Christian message? I'm not really sure. And that's one of the beauties of poetry. Let's have it out. We can look up who she was and see where she might have been coming from. Also, what did you think? What did it say to you? I did like seeing how all of God's creation shows us little bits and pieces of who God really is. And it is true that we are made in the image of God in an exclusive and beautiful way. So I think there's something wrong in there, particularly at the ending, but also, yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear more. Am I wrong? Am I crazy? And, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish it there. You're going to see a preview for, never mind. I'm going to put it wherever I'm going to put it. You'll have either seen it or will see it, but it is a preview for my new album, Cyclone Jones, The Long Summer. Everyone be your family's bard. Do not turn to the right or to the left, and the Lord will be with you wherever you go. Thank you for dealing with my scatterbrainedness, and we'll see you next time on Poets at War.
God of song, said the warrior bard, though all the world betray thee, one sword at least thy right shall guard, one faithful harp shall praise thee.
If these words awoke within you a stirring and radiant fire, please remember even a bard is worthy of his wages and hire. Go to joshuadavidling.com/support to support me and my family. Pick up my latest epic poem, Cyclone Jones, The Long Summer, at joshuadavidling.com today.